In September of 2022, part of our Rhine River cruise was an excursion to climb the Cologne Cathedral Tower. This is the previous tour group coming down. As you can see, it's not a fancy elevator, but a scaffolding construction type with bars, pretty much open to the outside. What I say here is what she was telling me on her way up as she was taking pictures. You go to one of the scaffolding stages. On the first landing, you walk around the outside of the tower, but you can see inside the tower. Bird's eye views of the outside and the train station. Going back inside to the hallways, you could see claustrophobics are not really going to do well here. Looking down into the cathedral, eye to eye with the stained glass. The hallways are pretty narrow, and we're told to stay close because it's easy to get lost up here. We didn't understand how in narrow walkways until we hit the larger areas. Inside the tower, a former library tiled floor. Not something you expect to see in a tower. Now used to just keeping stained glass panels and other tools and materials and rebar as they're needed. We thought we were way up the tower after the first elevator ride until the guide said, "Nope, you're only here." Tools of the glass trade. Looking into the cathedral, getting higher and higher. This is part of the huge organ in the cathedral. If you think the stained glass windows look big from the floor, they're huge when you're staring them right in the face. Organ pipes and the altar. Unfortunately, a lot of the stained glass windows here are not originals. Many were destroyed during the Second World War. There are many myths and legends about the cathedral and many versions of the same story. But when you behold Cologne Cathedral, you may think it divinely inspired. But according to legend, the devil himself had a hand in it. The master architect, Gerhard, was supervising his workmen when a stranger appeared and said with a sneer, "You will never live to see its completion." Gerhard angrily replied, "I would bet the devil that I shall finish what I started." The stranger, revealing his satanic identity, said, "Then you have wagered your soul. Before you finish, I will dig a canal from Treves to Cologne and have merry ducks swimming on it." The devil vanished, and time passed with no signs of a canal. A relieved Gerhard continued working until one day the devil returned. He showed Gerhard an underground stream approaching Cologne and boasted that ducks would soon swim on it. One night Gerhard muttered in his sleep, "Ducks will never swim underground without air holes at every mile. Satan will never think of this." But his wife overheard him, and Satan tricked her into revealing the secret. One day Gerhard stood atop the church's north tower and saw a silvery stream winding toward the city with ducks paddling on it. Just as Satan reached to grasp his soul, Gerhard leapt from the tower. For centuries his spirit haunted the cathedral until it was completed in 1880. and his soul was troubled no more. In another section of the tower, look how massive these rooms are. It's hard to believe you're in a tower. Nothing fancy about the elevator. Another huge room with scaffolding. Can you imagine the weight considerations as this was being built? Old iron works, and who knows how old. Yep, this is our fancy high-rise elevator. Workshops. You cannot imagine the enormous weight of peoples and materials up here. They had to allow for this kind of weight even though they didn't have it during their initial construction. As you walk through here, you feel in the walkways you're very big and they're very small. But then when you get into one of the tower rooms, you begin to feel small. It's just an awe-inspiring experience. The weight issue becomes even more amazing when you enter the area of the stone and sculpture work. Exact replicas done in exactly the same way the originals. How do you even train for this type of work? These are not little statues you put on your windowsills or out in your gardens at home. These are life-sized and some even bigger so they can be seen from the street level. Keeping the tower from splitting? Although you are in a tower away from the medieval public, they still put down fancy tiled floors. Just incredible engineering. Again, all this weight and material, hundreds of feet up, all ready to go at a moment's notice. Back outside and closer to the top. The Nazis were here. Some people wanted to have this removed, but like it or not, it's the history of the area, good and bad. Hiding it won't change it. The incredible Hulk's wrench. You walk up another 130 steps in the spiral staircase to the top final destination, and then out to the top. A picture of a lifetime. Stairway going down. Again, no place for claustrophobics.